that yesterday we completed 25 years of Isha Yoga Center. The magnificent mountains were there before us, but this particular hill, for most of the trees on this particular hill, we can take credit. It's as green as it is, because all of them you will see are just 18 to 20-year-old trees, because that's our doing. And of course, Adiyogi was here before we came, we just gave him a form so that you could see. I came because I could see. I thought you should see, so here he is. So 1994, on 13th night and 14th morning, we first entered this small piece of land that we had at that time. A few of us managed to get there because it was waterlogged and slushy and vehicles could not go through. The large part of the group slept at the Vellingiri foothills, at the Adivaram temple. And in the morning, the only thing that could bring them to the yoga center was a tractor, because none of the other vehicles could make it. So, 25 years, many great beings. I want you to understand this. Great beings does not mean they come with blazing sun behind their head and they're very simple-looking people. Some of them have lost their hair since then. Very ordinary-looking people, but extraordinary human beings, every one of them. Some are here with us, some are no more in the world, some are elsewhere. Wherever they are or wherever they are not, every one of them, I bow down to them today, 25 years. Most of them, in these 25 years, I made them do 3 lifetimes of work. As I became a more and more terrible slave driver, they became more and more capable and wonderful. And much has been done here and around the world. Every one of these volunteers who made this happen, today I bow down to them as I would bow down to the gurus of the past, because this is what makes a wonderful world. When human beings stand up without this one cancerous thought in their mind, what about me? This has been the most fantastic thing about being here for last 25 years, constantly being among people who don't have this one thought in their head, what about me? Just going about as if today is their last day. Well, for many, last days did happen, not many, but a few. Well, here we sit today, 25 years later, a Guru Purnima. Just see the magnificent mountains. They're not just magnificent as nature. My Guru, not a lousy one like yours, my Guru chose to use this mountain as his last abode. So for me, this is not a mound of rock and earth. I always saw these mountains as my temple, and I had to come here. And I travel everywhere, many wonderful places, but in my heart, I haven't found a more beautiful place than this. When life happens, death is happening too. Those who are conscious will ensure life is on full throttle, because when life happens, death happens too along with it. You've heard of the European philosopher Voltaire. Unfortunately, every wise being was dismissed off as a philosopher in that part of the world. When he was on his deathbed, a priest appeared or came, and Voltaire lived his life consciously, not religiously. When you have no handle on the life that you are, you invent something in the form of beliefs or trying to hang on to it. So, Voltaire lived consciously, not with belief systems. So the priest, as enterprising as they are, even a dying man they will not leave. So he came and said, "You have lived a devil's life because you never came to my church. You must be living a devil's life. So now, this is your time. Denounce the devil." Voltaire just looked at him. He was weak, dying. The priest insisted, "Denounce the devil." Voltaire whispered, "At this stage of my life, I don't think I have to make new enemies. Because I'm telling all of you, you are sitting on your deathbed right now. The soil, that's why we put you here. Because when you're in a building, you don't understand this. Hello? You're sitting on your deathbed right now. It'll take some time, of course. So, this is not a time to make enemies. This is a time that you become competent to embrace the universe. This is not a time to make enemies, because what you call as life is death too. You're always on the deathbed. Hello? Just a question of how much time. Normally, people think if there's just a day or two left, they're on the deathbed. That means you're supposed to come to your senses only last 24 hours of your life. I'm calling your seat a deathbed right now, so that you come to your senses right now. Guru Purnima is a good day to do that. Any damn day is a good day to do that. But today is definitely a good day to do that. Here, the yoga center, we invested a certain amount of energy, a phenomenal amount of energy, that even if you're like a stone, we can shake your spine a little bit. We can have you reverberating, no matter who you are, if with little willingness if you come. If you come with unwillingness, we are willing to work with you. So we invested energies, and particularly for those of you who are little resembling rocks, I'm not saying rocks in a negative way, you know you're rock. That's not negative. You rock is just grammatically wrong, so I'm saying you are like a rock. Even if you are like a rock, well, we set up times of the day